morning, good evening. Welcome to this week's Fiberific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. I just realized this monitor is way too close. You could just go back a little bit. Welcome. I've been readjusting all my footstools and everything, so if I'm a wiggly worm today, it's because I'm like, am I comfy here? I don't know if I'm comfy here. So bear with is basically what I'm saying. Bear with. That's in the shot. Out of the shot. So a couple of housekeeping things. One is today is the first Thursday of the month. So it is Caffeinated Crafters, and we are at IKEA at Logan. So if you're in the Brisbane-ish region in Queensland, Australia, feel free to come on along. We start getting there from around 6-ish. Some of us have dinner, some of us don't. It's totally up to you. And then we take up space in the food court, at the back of the food court, and we just chill and chat and craft and hang out. It's a lot of fun. You should come along. We have now let me think. I think I got the dates all in my brain. I got all screwy, so I have to double check. But I think this Saturday. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. This Saturday is the members call, because this Saturday is the second Saturday of the month. So it's like, I'm like, we're going to run a poll because I'm going to be away at retreat. But it's like, no, that's the, we'll have a look. We'll have a look. Anyway, good morning to everybody in the chat. I'm just going to go back here. Talia was the first cab off the rank that I can see here. Why is that not coming on screen? For some reason, the chat's not coming on screen. I thought I tested all of that. Well, that's annoying. All right. I'm going to have to use not that chat then, aren't I? I'm going to have to find the other chat. Ecamm, window, comments and reactions. And the reason I don't like the Ecamm one, stop that other chat, who is being naughty, is that it doesn't, it doesn't bring across all the stuff. Let's have a look. Testing Talia. So let's add broadcast. There we go. And waving Leanne is here as well. I know Leanne's going to be popping in and out, so hopefully she'll get some good stuff done today. Knit Spin Girls is here. Great to see you. Molly, it's good to see you as well. Kelly's jumping on in. Dolores is here. Okay, so this is the prime example of why I don't. Isabel Crafts, thank you so much for. This is what we get. Instead of just the pink hands. Why isn't that putting it into the chat? It used to be as simple as clicking it. Let me just see. Maybe I don't know. I can see the messages. Glitching systems. Anyway, so sorry. Luckily, the images still flow onto the screen, so I still get to see them. Good morning to Vampy. Apologise for missing last week. Was down. I hope you're feeling a lot better. Honestly, I really do. Being out is just. So Monday I didn't stream on my other channel because I got sick a couple of weeks back, as you know. And then after I get sick, my bronchial asthma kicks in just for fun, like, oh, you weren't already sick enough? Here we go. Have something else too. Yay. And so while I could talk, while I could function, I couldn't actually control my coughing. And I thought, do I really want to stream when I could just randomly cough so hard I just, my face goes. Anyway, no. So I decided not to stream. So today, like this last couple of days, the cough has gotten so much better. I'm still coughing a little bit, but nowhere near what I was. So I'm very sorry if I cough in your ear. That's what I'm saying here. Red Hooked, great to see you. Dolores, it's good to see you as well. Everyone's jumping in today. Everyone's jumping in. Good to see you all. Now, I just need to make this other screen better. Now, let me know in the chat, like, my work has been a little crazy busy at the moment, which is awesome, and I'm super chuffed for it. but I have less crafting time than I would like. And I've had to actually start, like, I need to just sit and craft for a moment. And I have really sucked at that for the last couple of weeks. So believe it or not, other than like evening this guy out, no more has been done. And my pretty headrest. So who remembers my foray into Battenberg? My little turn at Battenberg. I grabbed my little Battenberg swatch and turned it into just a little cover for this. Now, one thing I'm going to say, they've used the weakest, most pathetic magnets on this, right? So if I have any bulk on the back, holding that magnet even just a little, the headrest doesn't go on. So I've had to kind of like, I have to just get it just around the edges, like just enough to hold it on. And I use some dodgy elastic, so I need to replace that elastic because it's just not coping. It's really not coping. So I've just, basically it's a rectangle and I wove some elastic through the stitches. And that's it. It's done. So, and it's super cute. Now this was at the suggestion of my Friday night Zoomy girls, because I was just like, I was looking at this because I also have a pile more of these squares that were made, trying to work out if I had enough yarn in one of those squares, if I unpicked it, if I could make a hexagon. The answer is no. The squares are like just a bit too short. So like as in a bit too small. So I could not do it. But I finished that off. So in Ravelry, I went and found my Battenberg blanket that I had hibernating. I repurposed it and that project is finished. And do you know what? Like the sheer feeling of like accomplishment. Like I did not make a blanket, but I made something that's super cute. I really like this. I think it's way better than the black. Let me know in the chat if you think this is better than the plain black. If you need me to pop the cover off so you can compare it, let me know. Let me know. Let me jump back into the chat. Just gonna see if I just need to tweak some stuff here. That is a huge stack of Bendigo. Look, it is. But it was in here. It was just in there. But the other night, Tibbles the cat is trying to like get in there and get all comfy. And I'm like, not on my Bendigo balls that have not been touched for a project yet. No. So I pulled it all out and I've just popped a pillowcase down so that he can cat hair all over the pillowcase. Louis, how are you going, big man? Hey, are you trying to find a good comfy spot? Let me see if we can get the Louis cam going. Come here, little controller of controls. Live stream Thursday, Louis cam. Is it going to work? There he is. Hey, Lulu. Louis is in the house today. Louis is not coping. Today was a bit cooler than the last couple of days. Sorry, I got extra moisturizer. It's making me feeling like I'm drooling, so I'm just gonna. But yeah, so all this needs to find another home now, and there's not exactly. I mean, I could rearrange some stuff and make some room, honestly, but not yet. Not yet. You just noticed the headrest. Lots of squirreling. Yes. Very clever. Dolores says it's a very clever, great idea rather than it just sitting in the naughty corner forever. Yeah. Yep. The Jevs? Is it Gevs or Jevs? I don't know. The colours look great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tali says, I'm still planning on finishing my Battenberg. No, see, I'm enjoying working on this guy, right? And I think part of it is because it's just one motif, add it, move on to the next, add it, move on to the next. Whereas with the Battenberg, it was a bit more like planny. And I don't know. I mean, it's not really, but it just felt like that way. So I don't know. Isabel Craft says definitely better, and Talia says Mount Knitmore is much better than Mount Foldmore. I agree. So look, I'm going to jump down into our hands down because I've got a couple of projects here to work on, and I can blather about other things while we do that. Oh, that's terrible. Let me just see if I can do anything about that at all. That brightness is through the roof. The software that runs this camera is being a bum again. I didn't work it out till like 1 second before the stream. So you can look at my pretty hands. That just went crazy. I'm actually just going to close this one because this is the extra chat that's not working. Good morning, Deb. Great to see you. Yeah, so what I'm going to quickly do is while we... Louis, did you move again? Dude, you can't move after I set your camera up, mate. Because now your little dog head is not in the shot. There we go. You just can't do that, buddy. He's trying, like, the heater's off, but he's like got his face right next to it. Each hexie is about 1.7-ish grams. Now it's going to vary from user to user, obviously. And so you'll need to work all that out for yourself. But yeah, each hexie is 1.7 grams for me. I'm just trying to fix this camera thing up. So it is that one. Move to bin. It's like, are you sure you want to move it to bin? Yeah, I'm sure. It won't work. I have to reinstall it every time I want to use it. LogiTunes, sort yourself out. I don't know what the problem is. And then we go into downloads and look for LogiTunes. No, there we go. And just reinstall it. I'm not even, like, I've tried downloading a fresh file to install. Makes no difference. I still have to just, and do you know what's really funny? I don't have to do this on my other computer. So it's just something that's glitching between this particular Mac and the LogiTunes software. And it's really bugging me. I hate that. Let me know in the chat. Do you hate it when it's just you and it's no one else? And so you can't get support. And you're just like, well, what am I doing? Like, I'm not trying to blame anyone. What have I, like, where is it going wrong for me so that I can stop this? Launch. Yes, we would like to launch it because we would like it to work and be better. Vampy says it's so pretty. It reminds me of the patchwork quilts my grandma used to make. You know, I love it for that precise reason. I just think it's just so adorable, honestly. I'm gonna sit here and do some in a second. I'm just trying to fix this view. La la la. Oh yeah, that brightness in the software was through the roof. And that's the frustrating thing, right? So I couldn't change it anywhere. It's Louis' camera. Let's back onto mine. Bring you back there. There we go. Okay. Talia says, hexies are my favorite shape. Does anyone else have a favorite shape? Now, I would have said no until I started working on this. And I'm thinking out of the crochet shapes, hexies might be my favorite as well. They might be my favorite as well. Now, I've got a couple of projects. Now, if you saw the thumbnail, there's a couple of projects I'm working on that I really would like to get, you know, this guy here is not a get done kind of project. This guy is a work on it, do a little bit. It's actually like a reward project for me, right? So what I do is I get some work done and then I do a hexie. And then I get some work done and then I do a little hexie. Because it's like just a couple of minutes. It's not like a big commitment. So, you know, just, and I'm just using, Emma C Makes has a YouTube channel. And I'm just using her tutorial. And I tried to add it to Ravelry, but the pattern doesn't seem to be on Ravelry. It's a different hexie of hers. So I'm going to have to, I did just have like a quick look. So I'm going to have to sit down and have a proper look now. I just, of course, when I'm live streaming, I can't see anything apparently. There we go. It's a piece of candy project. It absolutely is. And I'm really loving it for that because it's so simple and yet it's so rewarding. Do you know what I mean? Like, let me know in the chat. Do any of you have like a project like this on the go? Oh. Now, I've got this horrible feeling. Am I supposed to be doing 2 chains between each hex? It's been a bit. Like, hang on. I'm going to open the tutorial and I'm going to mute it. Because I just want to, it's been a hot minute since I've made one. And I want to just double check. Alrighty, so here it is. All right, let me just go back to round 1. Oh, I see the problem. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, why does this look different? And it's because I'm totally doing it wrong. I'm back on the, you know, because I've worked on the little Battenberg and it is different. So round 1 is very slow. But yeah, it's definitely, how many chains? Come on. I just need to know how many chains. Move a little bit faster. She's not up to it yet. Come on. Oh, look, I definitely appreciate her tutorial speeds. Except for when I'm like, you know, I just want to make the thing. There's 1. There's 2. It is 2 chains. Okay. All right, Sweet Pea. You can just pause. So yeah, so because it is a different, like usually I'm used to 3 trebles or double crochets in the middles of everything. But in this particular instance, it's only the 2. And so it does, every time I go to start one, I have to just, you know, quickly check because it feels alien, honestly. It feels like, wait, I'm doing something wrong here. Hang on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go in and we connect to that one. There. Maybe I should just knit. All right. There we go. We've got the next one, next row started off. Yeah, so does anybody else have like it's piece of candy cotton, piece of candy project for them? Like a little, I need a little cup. Oh, my sewing friends, I have a question. I have a question for you and I need pattern suggestions. So this week, I went and picked up, and now I don't know if it was last week after the live stream or before the live stream. I don't remember when I picked it up, but my 2 sewing machines were repaired and I picked up my new one, right? Now, before anyone has a heart attack, one of them's a 1970s Walton's machine. This thing weighs an absolute ton. I kind of got it repaired because it could be repaired. It's not really a daily driver, but it is a beast, right? It's a beast. It goes like you wouldn't believe. But it doesn't get used actually that much. And it was doing Bernie smells, so I wasn't using it at all because I thought the motor was dead and I didn't want to blow it up. But just turned out it was like 50 years worth of crud built up. And, you know, the warmness of the friction of the motor was doing things. But then I've got a Janome Memory Craft 6500 Pro, so big quilting machine. A friend of mine was upgrading her machine and I bought that one off her secondhand. It was kind of like a bit of a trade thing that we did. And so I got that one, and it does not like going in the car. So I needed a machine that I could take to sewing retreats. And because I love bag making and bag making retreats, and I want to go and do more sewing things because I love sewing. I'm just terrible at it, right? I enjoy it so much, but I'm the worst. And I don't want to be the worst, so I want to learn. Anyway, Janome have cute containers and trays to store all bobbins and everything in, and not bobbins, like all your little feet and everything. So it's like a little like it's got like a B written on it, so your B foot fits into it and your F foot fits here, and the wrong foot may not fit into its container because it might be thinner. Or anyway, they've got that. Brother don't do anything like that. It's like, here is your dodgy crap plastic pouch, just poke your stuff in there. And I'm just like, no, I don't want that. What I want, okay, is some kind of vessel that zips closed totally with no little gaps, because there's little things that could just pop out the little gaps, that when you zip it open, it pretty much flat, so I can go rummaging for all the things easily. But then when I'm done, I can just zip it closed and know everything's secure. So if anyone knows of a pattern that does that, please let me know, because I want to make that. And the other thing is, my Janome has a retractable cable on its foot and everything like that. This one does not. So I need, like, you know, extra. I want to make a little carry bag for my foot and all the cables, and the little zipper thing in the same fabrics, so that I can just go, yep, I've got all my brother things. Because the other thing is, learn things the hard way. When you ask if it has a hard case, right? I assume it's a case that can clip on and close, and, you know, it'd be more than a dust cover. The hard case on this machine is very solid and it is hard, but literally just rests over the top of your machine, and the handle is attached to the machine, and there's a big gap so the handle can come out so you can carry it. But it's like a stack hat where you don't do up the clips. If it falls over, it's busted. It's like, I'm like, I have bought an inexpensive, like in the scheme of sewing machines, it's an inexpensive machine, right? So I'm trying not to be too judgmental, and it's my own fault. I should have said, let me see the hard case, because I didn't have any of the cases out in the display models. All the cases were packed away. They just said, yes, they've got a hard case. I didn't think to check. And I'm spoiled with what I'm sorted out with my Janome. I could probably just get a roller case for it, like I've got for the Janome. But anyway, it does. It's like a little perplexing. It's a little perplexing. So, look up By Annie Designs. Is that, I don't know. Okay, so hang on. I've got a pen. Notepad's over there. Let me turn the page. This is such a dodgy notepad. All right, so By Annie Designs. By Annie. B-Y. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look now. By Annie Sewing Patterns. ByAnnie.com. Oh, okay. She's got a lot of different things there. Is this in US dollars? Oh, is this just Annie, like as in the crafting store Annie.com? Or is this a particular designer? because it's got the same logo as the Annie.com. So I'll keep that in the back pocket. But I'll keep looking as well. Because if I'm going to buy a design, I prefer to buy like directly from the designer if I can. But I'll look into that more. That could be the designer who's being sneaky and making it look like Annie.com. But yeah, I'll have a look. But there's a lot there. There's a lot. Sue Ellen, it's great to see you here. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Listening, watching while working. Loving Louis Cam. Yeah, he doesn't always hang out with the Louis Cam, but he is today. And because Tim's home as well, so he's got two people he can, hang out with. He's got the both of us. So he can. Oh, I can push that keyboard back out of the way. So he's got both of us who he can like chillax with. Let me go back here. There we go. Okay, I know where I'm up to. I know what I'm doing. It's totally fine. I'll tell you what, every now and again, right, I come across, I'm just double checking it. Is it 2 in the corner? I don't even know. There's a power on. Nope, it's 1 in the corner. But yeah, it's definitely just notice how much less time I get with Louis when Tim's home, because Louis does feel like he needs to timeshare between myself and Tim. And Tim's got a great big couch for him to sit on behind his desk. So, it's either dog bed on the floor next to mum or big couch with blankets next to dad. Like, seriously, which way are you going? Like, I don't even blame him. Isabel says, when I travel with my machine, I put it in the storage tote so it doesn't tip over. Like, so my Janome, it's got like it's a sewing machine tote, a big sewing machine roller case. So it's this big, like it's a zip case that opens right up and you can open it out, and it's got 2 big pockets on the side, but then a solid base for your machine to sit on. But it's this big metal case. No, it's not metal. It's plastic. It's a big but thick plastic case with a roller handle, and you can drag it around. It's awesome. So maybe I just need to get something like that. My machine came in that, so I didn't. Because I bought it secondhand. She sent me all the stuff that she had with it. So maybe I need to find some sort of sewing roller tote for it. Especially considering this is the one that's coming on retreats. So, I'll have to look into some options there. Let me look here. That's right. I just into that one, which is not the easy one. Of course, I can't put it in the easy one. It's got to go in the less easy one. The other thing I love about this, it's only 3 rounds, right? So it's like, okay, I'm done. So basically you do your 2 rounds, and now I've got to decide where I'm going to put this one. So it's got lots of blues and some purples. So I'm thinking there. What do you think? So it's like, yes, there's some blues around it. Or I could put it here. So next to the brown or next to the pink. Let me know in the chat which way you think it should go. Next to the brown or next to the pink. Or next to the grey. Brown, pink, or grey. Spotlight have trolley totes ranging from $50 up, but are they any good is the question. I've been really struggling with how poor quality Spotlight stuff is at the moment. I don't know how many chains I did, so I need to do it again. yeah, so I've been really struggling with like the quality of Spotlight. Like I had a Spotlight trolley, and well, I still have it. It's in the living room. I didn't bin it. But when I bought the IKEA ones, which were less than half the price, which were actually cheaper full price, but I got mine on sale. And they're taller and more solid, and they're sturdy, and they've got actual shelves, and and then you've got the Spotlight one, and it's just a bit meh, and it would cost more, so it does bug me. They're supposed to be our craft store. They're supposed to look after crafters. They don't. It's the only real big box store that we have here in Australia. Lincraft is trying, but it's floundering. I don't even know where my nearest Lincraft store is, to be honest. Let me go over here. So I'm going to have to make the decision on where it's going to go very soon. Is it there? There we go. Now it's decision time. I'll weave in the end. Red Hook says buy the pink. So in here. Are you going to focus? Thank you. Buy the pink from Red Hooked. Alrighty. Oh, wait to think about that. Isabella says buy the pink. I think it looks good by the pink. I actually think it looked good anyway, to be honest. It's such a pretty color. I remember dyeing these up, and it was just before and I think this is part of the charm of this particular blanket for me, is because this is all my hand dyed yarns. These are all colors that were either regulars in like the Joss here was a regular, Cutter was a regular, Blurple was a regular. This grey was a regular. My phone's pinging. I'm just seeing if it's urgent or if I just need to mute it. I just need to mute it. Mute. Yeah, so this one was not a regular, but it had like a limited run. So it had more than one dye batch. And it was sold in a kit. Well, not a kit, but in a pack. Originally. So if you got it outside of a pack, you're a lucky ducky. But in the pack was also this one, one of the shades of blue that are in it by itself, and a purple by itself. So you had the variegated and the two solids, and it was enough to do a shawl. And I think the shawl was one of the 8-a-day design shawls. No, so it didn't come with the shawl in the kit, but it was a kit for the shawl, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Go, little things. Years ago, I couldn't walk into a Spotlight without buying something. These days, it's rare if I buy anything. I'm exactly the same. It used to be a danger zone store for me. It used to be a real danger zone. And it's not that, I mean, obviously our tastes change over time. But is it just me, or is the quality going down on everything? Like, also there's a lot less yarn than there used to be, like a lot. Alrighty, so I want to hook into here. Yeah, that's where I want it. Good, good, good. Next to the yellow, onto the pink. Alrighty, come here, little yarns. It's been a few days since I've joined one of these on, so I'm just don't want to mess it up, This is actually one of the things I love about this pattern as well. It is the joining method. I like the sort of nearly barber pole kind of look that you get when you join them. Which once I finish joining this side, I'll lift it up and show you. This will actually be a really good sort of contrast to show. But just let me just, get to where I need to get to here. Oh, I think I botched it one. The orange doesn't have the right number of stitches on it. It's such a story of my life, right? All right, anyway, I'm going to go back and fix it up. But in the meantime, see how it kind of does this barber pole twisting of the colors? I just really like that. It's very rustic, and you'll either love it or you'll hate it. But I really do love it. I think it's lovely. Now, I'm not going to pull the orange one off and fix it, but I am going to jimmy this up a bit so this color fits on better. So I really got to look carefully. And what it is it's because it's a bit different, like in, it's not the usual put together that we're used to. And then pink one over here. Scoop that up. Hopefully we won't even notice it. You have one of those packs in your stash. Oh, the packs of these? Oh my gosh. That's so cute. That's so awesome. Actually, I love it. I really miss dyeing a lot, and working with my hand dyed yarns, it actually makes me miss dyeing more, believe it or not. I'm like, oh, I could totally make up another batch of that. That's such a cute color. And I'm just like, I really shouldn't. um, because I know me and I won't stop at one batch. And while I'm, when I'm not sick, so right now it's a big no anyway, but while I'm not sick, I am allowed to dye personal use, right? Like according to my doctor, as long as I'm cautious and I don't go crazy, and that's the kicker, isn't it? As long as I don't go crazy with it. Oops, I botched that. Try again, Chantel. It's a treble, not a half double. It's again with the wrong number of stitches. Am I in the corner yet? Yep. I'm just going to skip over one here. I have to be really cautious. This is silly. Kelly says I only buy Spotlight now when it's on recommendation. Let's face it, I have enough yarn, but the Toque route was a good buy, and that's the thing, right? Like sometimes they just are. Alrighty, what if I've totally, like, this is multiple errors. One is that it doesn't have enough. Like the pink is short one as well. The other one was I actually skipped a stitch, so I was actually short 2, which was just, can't fudge that. Or at least I can't. Oops, what am I doing here? I've jumped ahead. I'm going to put this down once I've joined this one. I'm just going to pick up some knitting just so I can chat with you a bit easier. Also, I want to get some more done on my hat. This was a join 3-sider, which is a bit more work. Not bad, just gotta get in all the spots here. So let me know in the chat, what are you all working on while I struggle through this? It's one of those patterns where it's just easier for me to work overhand than underhand, like to hold it like a knife rather than a pen. Through the awkward stitch. Oh, I dropped it like a numpty. Try again. Blindy blindo. There we go. It's in. Molly's making a new teapot cozy. Nice work, Molly. Vampire is playing on computer games, too unfocused to craft yet. I get that. I understand that. Sometimes your brain just needs a little break. There we go. Let's have a look here. Knitspin Girls is about to cast on a cow because I need a break from the socks. I get that. Especially like you with your crazy sock making skills. Dolores says, the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry with some of the early handspun. Nice. Deb says, I'm meant to be packing for a sewing retreat. Deb, have you done your sewing retreat shopping is the question. Do you have everything you need? Let me just have a quick look at this. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay, that'll make life easier for the next time around. So this week I am getting all this finalized stuff for the Fiberific retreat, which is on next weekend. And this weekend, Tim and Abby head off onto their snow trip. So they leave at, Sparrow Fart on Saturday. So I have a week of soup for dinner. No, I'll find something else. It's like, let me know in the chat. Like, does anyone else struggle when it's just like you just got to cook for one, or is it like, yay, I can make this? Kelly says, I wish I was working on my Skulls mosaic pouch. Oh, you've got the bug now for those mosaic pouches, don't you? They are so cute, and you're doing so well with them as well. Kelly posted a photo of the one she was working on last week into the fun zone, so you can go and check that out. I've got a pile of zips that I want to make pouches with, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Beep. Alrighty. We have added on an extra one. Tails in. There's your little lid. Boom. And I want to be a bit more mindful about last time, like when I laid it out, I had like, it was like 5, 4, 2, and 2. And I was like, okay, so I kind of had to balance it out. So I'm going to try and keep it like feeding one around, not just, you know, going crazy on a row kind of thing, because then it's just one joint. We all know why. Cooking for one is easy. Can't go wrong with a T-bone. That is true. That is true. T-bone sounds very nice. Knitspin Girl says, story of my life. I live alone and it's a real struggle to cook something decent. Yeah. Bianca says, definitely, yay, I can make what I want. Yep. With Tim will eat anything. Like, there's no issues there, but it's Abby who's like super fussy. So, I already have. I just need some fresh ingredients. Like, I just need some like pak choy or bok choy, and I think I need some extra mushrooms. But, I love making, like, you know, my lazy pho, which is basically, I warm up a good quality stock. I heat it, right, with garlic, with fresh garlic, fresh ginger, some Chinese 5-spice, a star anise around if I have one, you know, like some, you know, just to really lift the flavors. And then in a bowl, I'll just add in some fresh noodle, some bok choy. Sometimes I'll add in some like little mini wontons or something like that in there as well. So that's one of my big go-tos. And Tim loves it. I love it. Abby won't eat it. So that's a when Abby's not home kind of dish. All right, let us work on this guy. Oh, I was looking for that. It's my club beanie bag. Hope World of Crochet. It's good to find another Aussie. It's so good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Let me just have a quick look here. Nice work. Let me find this here. There we go. This is a no-brainer. This is just a round and round and round and round. Round and round. All right. I can chat easier now. Because it's not a concentration. I mean, technically the little, these guys, they're not a concentration project, really. If I just sort of sat and did a couple at a time, I wouldn't need to, oh, this dang focus is bugging me. Where is the image adjustments? I'm going to set the focus and then move it over to autofocus. Boom. There we go. That should stop doing that. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah, yay, I can have a sandwich or something easy. Absolutely. There's no judgments. Isabel says, I make the same amounts and freeze into portions later. We got no freezer space. That's my problem at the moment. Red Hook says, I'm working on a crochet cable sweater. I hate cooking for one. Yep. Molly says, God, Abby would starve at my place, eats what's on the table or cook your own. Yeah. Look, she's got, like, Abby had a lot of textural issues with food when she was younger. Like, and so she's eating a lot more now than she used to, but she still just doesn't like spicy food. She actually thinks butter chicken is spicy. So, oh, where are you going? Do I have to move the camera again? You've just pushed your blanket right off the side of the bed, haven't you? You little... Come here. Stop that. Oh, I did the wrong thing there. I pressed the wrong button. Here we go. Will that bring back the camera as well? What did I do that for? Hang on. Louis Cam. We're just talking about how cute it is and how it's good to have Louis here. There we go. But I just need to adjust because you keep moving. There we go. We're sorted. We're sorted. Here's a bit cute. Oh, thank you, Hope's World of Crochet. I appreciate that. Bianca says, I'm back on my broken rib top down raglan top. So that's not what you were working on yesterday? That's something else? Just for clarity, Bianca came to my rescue yesterday. I had to last minute go and pick Abby's car up from getting service. She got stuck on the other side of town in traffic and couldn't go and get her car, and she had my car. So Bianca came and saved us. Molly says, my daughter used to not eat anything orange, so I used to just Diet Purple. I love that. I love that. Oh, no, it's the same one. Okay. All right. But yeah, it's just, it's a bit, it's a bit crazy, but she just doesn't like spicy food. And she's like, one of her favorite meals is actually one I love to make. So that's pretty cool as well, which is pesto, which was our pesto chicken. So basically cook up some chicken breast all diced up in a pan, lots and lots of garlic, little bit of oil in the pan. So you kind of like, you just want trying to get that little bit of brownness to the chicken. Definitely you want it cooked through because the rest of it happens really fast. I add in a whole jar of pesto sauce. So like just the little, the little jars. I used to add in half, but yeah, we all like it better if we add the whole jar. Add the whole jar to that. You think, oh, 2 chicken breasts, that's a lot of pesto sauce. Then you add in 2 bunches of broccolini, a capsicum, like a whole red capsicum diced up into little squares, and a whole decent sized carrot into not quite, when you go planks and then julienne. Instead of going like fine julienne, so I'll chop a plank into like 3 or 4 pieces rather than 6 or 8. So like large julienne. I don't know. Is there a name for that? Anyway, then that all gets cooked over. Pop the lid on the pan. You're basically just cooking the veggies just enough then. I do put the carrots in first to give them an extra couple of minutes. Then, and because I chop up the broccolini a little bit, I'll pop more of the stem bits in with the carrots and let that cook down a little bit. And then I'll pop in the broccolini tops, stir that off. Anyway, took longer to describe how to do it than it takes to do it right. And then while that's happening, I've already had a pot of water boiling because we serve it on angel hair pasta, which is like the spaghetti noodle that it takes 2 minutes to cook. So on that one, so you have a little plop of that, a couple of big scoops of the veggies and the chicken with the pesto and the garlic. It's delicious, and she absolutely loves it. That was the one that when she was living away down at the snow, she got me to write down the step-by-steps for her because she was missing it so much. And then that was the first meal I cooked for her when she came home. So she's not afraid of like veggies. And for a long time there, she would only eat like uncooked veggies, but she would eat just about any of them, right? So you could put, as long as you didn't dress a salad, like put dressing on it, you could put an entire like big bowl of salad in front of her and she would eat it. So, but not tomatoes, but cucumber, capsicum, lettuce, like carrots, all the bits and bobs into a basic green salad. She would just eat the absolute life out of it. Like she would go to friends' houses for sleepovers and I'd be like, and here is her salad. So you don't have to mess around with her stupid food needs. But so, so while she's fussy, like it's not like she just ate chicken nuggets. Do you know what I mean? So, and she eats spaghetti bolognese and she has the chicken pesto. She's a big fan of, and this is where I get confused, right? So pho too spicy, butter chicken too spicy. But she will absolutely nom a burrito bowl that is quite spicy. So is it a different kind of spice? I don't know. But anyway, the burrito bowl is my favorite. And that for those of you that are hungry, you might want to close your ears because I'm going to go into how I make a burrito bowl. And it is a total cheater method. All right. Are you ready? It's not a real burrito bowl. It's a cheat. Okay. We're cheating. So get one of those little microwavable cups of brown rice. Pop that in the microwave, 45 seconds. Boom. So that's gotten done. In a pan, cook off. If I'm doing the whole family, I'll do 2 chicken breasts. If it's just me, I'll do like 3/4 or half or 3/4 of a chicken breast. And then cook that off in either, I use the Nando's seasoning that you just buy at the shop. If you don't have that, just some taco seasoning mix or whatever it is, some sort of, Mexican-ish style seasoning. I know it's very white girl Mexican style seasonings. I understand where I'm from. Cook that off, and you don't want it, like, you want it a little bit. So I tend to add in a little bit of water, right? So the seasoning creates nearly a sauce-ish thing, not quite, but anyway, put that in. So I've cooked off the chicken. So while the chicken's cooking, I'm chopping up capsicum, cucumber, cherry tomatoes. I'm rinsing out a little mini tin of black beans and a little mini tin of corn. I have half of each of those, and I actually rinse those under hot water so they get a little bit warm. And if it's just for me, I just throw it in with the chicken and give it a stir around and add a bit more moisture to the chicken. But if Abby's there, she doesn't have either of those, so you can't put it in the chicken. Anyway, then it's serving time. Brown rice, hot brown rice in the bottom of the bowl. I put a bit of cheese on the brown rice and add the chicken to that. So the chicken and the cheese and everything melty melt, right? Then add on all the veg, add on the brown rice, the corn. Then I grab a Nando's chili jam, squirt that on there. Some kind of chipotle mayonnaise thing that can go on too. If I don't have any of that, you know, it's really nice. Way to fusion mix, but Kewpie mayo with the chili jam, very good. Anyway, they're my 2 favorite dishes. Let me know in the chat if you would eat either of those, the chicken pesto or the chicken burrito bowl. And for dinner tonight, I'm not making either. Ha ha ha! I'm making spaghetti bolognese. Although I do have a burrito bowl for lunch today, so. Kelly says I'm legit heading to the kitchen to make myself something. Sorry, Kelly. Okay, my coffee is officially cold. Luckily for me, I have my Yeti army. And I have, are we ready for the Yeti army? 1 cup of tea, 1 tea refill, and lots of water. So this is the Yeti army. Go on the true beverage. It's not quite a beverage goblin, right? So because I technically have 2 of the same drink, okay? But I'm going, oh, and also, there we go, beverage goblin. I've got the 3rd drink because you've got to have 3 different drinks. Oh, that's good and hot. Yay. Okay. And I'm getting DMs from work. And I'm like, that's so funny. It's like, hey, the thing is ready. It's like, that's cool. You've got to wait now. But yeah, so it's, I like, I don't know, that kind of food where it's a bit of spice, but lots of veggies. Luckily for me, where we live, we have access to lots and lots of veggies. It makes it so simple. I know not everybody has that same sort of level of access, but that's what I've got. There we go. There we go. So yes. I don't know, everybody is a veggie person. I could probably become vegetarian if it wasn't for dairy. Like I don't eat a lot of red meat at all. A little bit of like the occasional, like, and when I say occasional, like every couple of months I might have a little piece of steak or a steak sandwich or something like that. Then other than that, it's mostly chicken breast. Little bit of mince, like for spaghetti bolognese or something like that, but it's mostly chicken breast. But then I have like yogurt every day. I have milk in my coffee. I can look. I've no issues with almond milk or oat milk. I like both of those. They both work for me. And actually, oat milk in coffee is really nice. I will say it makes it like extra creamy without like the creamy. Um, so yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, I have yogurt like nearly every single day, and I like cheese. Cheese is good, and I've heard about the vegan cheese. It's a no from me. I'm like, if you're vegan, you don't get to have cheese. It's that simple. Move on. Have something else. Um, you don't get to invent horrible things to try and have it. Like it's like the fakin, the fake bacon. It's like, no, you're vegetarian. You just don't get bacon. You don't get to have it. You get to have veggies. Enjoy them. Cook them in fun and inspiring ways. But yeah, it does like bug me a little bit in that regard. It's like I understand if you need to be vegan or vegetarian for whatever reasons, whether it's health or for you've made the decision for from on moral grounds that that's what you want to do. I get it, but you don't. Then you have veggies. You find fun and interesting ways to cook the veggies. You don't get to have the other stuff because you're morally against it. Although I do have a friend who had to force to be vegan based on some surgery that she had and now can't process meat, which is really sad for her because she really did like meat. But, she can't. Molly says that, Dolores says they both sound yum, and Molly says I definitely eat both of them. Well, that's good. I like it that you guys like my favourite dishes. I don't know why. It's not like it's a cooking channel. But for not a cooking channel, we do talk about food a fair amount, especially considering I didn't have enough breakfast today. And we're heading towards lunchtime. And so my tummy's just like, yes, what are we going to eat? It will be delicious. For lunch today, Tim is actually having a pesto chicken because there was one in the fridge from dinner. So there is that. Oh, I can hear the heater out in the living room. Or it might be Abby's bedroom. Probably Abby's bedroom. It's way closer. It's a bit nippy today. It's warming up now, which is nice. Let me just check here for the weather. Oh, it's actually warmed up quite nicely. It's just my house is cold. So it's currently 20 degrees outside. I don't know what that is in American, so someone will need to do the Googlings on that. Do you know when you watch something and you're like, that is so crazy? So I'm just a recent iPhone converter, right? So I'm recently moved to iPhone. But something I didn't know it could do. So in your iPhone calculator, so this is just a standard calculator app. When you hit here, you can convert, and you can put in 50 Aussie dollars is 32 American dollars. And you get to choose, if you're like, okay, it's British pounds, but I want to know how much it is in Australians. Australian dollars. Where are you? Australian dollar. There you go. So if it's 50 pounds, it's 102 Australian. And I'm like, why did I, like, how, I'm like, because I'm constantly, trying to find out conversion rates for money. I'm in Australia. I buy stuff from overseas all the time. I had no idea it was just a built-in feature on the Apple calculator. Like, those of you that are Apple users in the chat, did you all know that? And it's just me because I'm new and I didn't know it because I'm new. Like, let me know in the chat. This does appear to be quite dark here. Let's see if we can get a bit extra light from this angle. There's a bit of extra light. I think what it is I've got my window open, so my camera is compensating and trying to make it look nicer. But yeah. Now, for those of you that don't know, the leaderboard that is here, which is the little purple crowns for people, it's a little thing that YouTube has in. There is no way for me to turn this off as yet. I've put in feedback for YouTube. I've explained that, they really need to have it toggled to turn it off and on like they did for the live reactions. Because while for our chat, it's like, meh, it's annoying, but it's not a bad thing. But if this was like a a legal live stream or something like that, or a medical live stream or something. It's just so not appropriate to have it gamified. Do you know what I mean? So if you're wondering what the little purple crowns are, the little purple sort of logo things are, that's what it is. Now, as an individual user, you can go in and opt out of it. I cannot. So like as the streamer, I cannot. So as an individual user, I have opted out, but as a streamer, I have not, because I am unable to opt out. It does not allow me to, because it's a bum. So yeah. And have you seen, I'm nearly back up to working out of the ball again. I've got a little bit more to go from where I frogged it. So if you've not been around before and you're trying to work out what on earth I'm talking about here, let me just make it secure. Somehow, at some stage, I measured from here to about here, and my tape measure, I swear, said 8 inches. I swear it did. So I wanted the first section 8 inches, the next section 6 inches, and the next section 8 inches, right? So I cut off and joined on the green yarn. And I was working a couple of inches in the green, and I was like, this doesn't seem right. It just seems off. So I measured it, and it was 7 inches. But I kept going, right? I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I'll be able to math it out. Except it kept bugging me, right? It was bugging me. So I actually ripped out all of the green, went back, joined the purple back on. There we go. Added in the extra inch, and then join the green back on. And so now I'm back, nearly back up to where I was. I've still got, I wrapped it around the ball. So there's still like that much left to go. I went a fair way with the green before I decided to frog it back, which was stupid. Like within like an inch, I knew it was off, right? I'm like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I won't need to frog that. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine. Okay, it just wasn't, and I needed to go back and fix it. So yeah, it did my head in, and I needed to fix it. And so now I'm reworking the yarn off the ball. Again, this is one of my hand dyed colors. This is Moran, and it was one of my favorite colors, and I had a couple of skeins tucked away after I stopped dyeing. Knitspin Girl says it makes a difference whether you measure along the increased line or along the straight part. You know what? That might have been it. I might have been measuring in a different spot. Let me just grab a tape measure and have a look here, because I was convinced, like 100% convinced, that I had hit the 8 inches, and I didn't consider that maybe it was where I'd measured it. So let me think here. So here it would be like, if I'm measuring, I would just measure here because it's where my needles are and it'll sit flat naturally, right? So this is the increase line here. You can see it there. That's the increase line. Oops, inchy sides. So the increase line says 8 inches because I've gone back and fixed it, right? But if I do it, what is it? Or along a straight part. So do you mean just like from here down? Let me just see if I can. So there. You know what? I think you might be right, because it says, if I do this, it gets to 8 inches, but when I was just laying it down, it didn't. Just bring that to a side. Just so there's less bulk under it. So there. Oh no, that still says 8 inches. That's pretty straight there. I don't know. Whatever it was. Kelly says, I didn't know about the convert on the iPhone calculator. Neither did I. I was doom scrolling, as you do, and it just came up, and it was this person just like, oh my God. She's like, she's been an iPhone user like all along. She's like, why didn't anybody tell her that you could convert currencies on the iPhone calculator? And I was just like, it's going to be one of those, dodgy ones that just makes you rewatch the video over and over again. It's just crap. I grabbed my phone and there's the button right there. I'm just like, are you freaking kidding? No, what? And like my response exactly the same as hers. Why didn't anybody tell me? Like this should be up there. It's like, it should be up there as a feature, right? Also, Android phones need that. Like, it's about the only thing that I'm like, there's two things. There's one thing that made me buy the iPhone, which was I needed to be able to airdrop to my computer and my computer back to my phone easily because for work, right? That's why I bought the iPhone. I'm an Android girl. There are many things that tick me off about the iPhone, but the airdrop is good. And now this calculator thing, like, that is so cool. Molly says, I'm about to frog the same hat. I've made it too large. Like, do you mean around? Because that's easy to do. That's an easy thing to do. I'm really hoping I've made this big enough, to be honest. I'm trusting the measurements in the spreadsheet calculator thing that comes with the pattern, because it's only my second time with this hat. And the first time I've made the stitches just probably a little bit too open because I used too large needle. And I thought I'd just gone down one needle size. And then when I was doing something else, I was just like, oh, I'm just going to steal the needles out of this for a second. And then, Molly, I don't know what that means. So, but yeah, and then I realized, no. I think these are 2 mil. So I think I've dropped down like from 3 mil down to 2 mil rather than the 275 that I was going to go down to. Anyway, it's a bit tighter. It's a bit snugger. But I did do my gauge swatch using these needles. So not gauge swatch, but the gauge measurements at the start. So, it should be right. Oh, you leaned over and hit the keyboard. That's all right. It's fine. As long as it's not like a password for something, then you could probably delete it. You could remove your own post if you want. But yeah, it's it's just one of those things. And I'm very happy with where I'm up to with it. I haven't actually worked on the shirt for a bit, which I've got it here ready just in case I want to work on that a bit as well, get a row or two onto that. But next week is hopefully less crazy with work, although it won't be, honestly. But I'll have some crafting time. One of the things I want to do, right? This is my goal for next week. Are we all ready? Everyone sitting down? I unboxed my new sewing machine yesterday with Tim and Abby because they bought it for me as a birthday present. Abby knew nothing about it, but she's very happy about it. And I'm not going to have time to sew this week. So next week, I want to fire it up, have, make the 2 little things I want to make for the sewing machine. And then if I'm happy, I'll get rid of the boxes. So, because, I don't like to keep the big boxes of things, but if I have an issue with something, I want to be able to pop it back in the box to return it. So I wait until I've used it a bit, and I think 2 little projects should be enough. Let me know if you think I need to hold on to the box for any longer. It's quite large boxes, the problem. Smaller boxes we do tend to keep, especially for like pricier things, but bigger boxes we have to get rid of. We don't have any storage room for that. Oh, come back, little Stitch. There we go. Oh, and I did exactly the same thing again. Go me. Mad skills. Let's just constantly flick the same stitch off. Good job. Well done. Bianca's laughing at me. Molly says my hat is too large around. Okay. Yep. then frogging it back is the way to go. Don't persevere. Just trust yourself and pull it back. I don't know what mine is around. Mine's pretty large around, but I kind of want it to, because it's also going to be double thickness. And I don't want it to be like skull cap skin tight. I want it to be a little bit baggy. So I'm hoping that's what I get. And I won't know for a bit longer yet because I can't turn it inside out to test. I mean, I could probably, if I put Stitch Saver on, I could give it a little single layer test. Right? I could. Might do that. Hello, Stitch Saver. Here's a piece I cut earlier. If you're not buying your Stitch Saver from like Amazon on a 15-meter roll for like $5-10 more than the 3 meters that you get in the special boxes, what are you even doing? You're looking for the 2mm silicone tubing, and it's basically identical to all the stuff you're buying, or fancy chopped into 3 pieces, and you get to have whatever you want. I think I paid 15 meters was about $15, I think, is what I worked it out to be. And there's lots of color choices. So 2mm silicone tubing from Amazon. If you want an affiliate link, let me know. I've got one. I can dig it out. Alrighty. Now it's not going to be awesome because there is still going to be, you know, metal stitches in there, but I will get an idea. Molly did know about the conversions on the iPhone because she suggested some additional things. I agree with you. I think some measurements, temperature changes. Oops, what have I done here? That is not doing its thing. I think the problem here is 2mm needles, 2mm tubing. Stitches are quite tight. I don't think this is going to work in this particular instance because you want it to. It's not going to work because I'm working with 2mm needles. I think that's the reason that it's just not sliding. It's not getting over the. I wonder if I just did it on the tips a bit more. It's a bit riskier. It could come undone. But rather than push it up all the way up the needle. Oh, it's sliding now. All right, yeah, but that's risky. I'm not going to do it. We're just going to have to wait. We're just going to wait. Molly says she's a long time iPhone user. If I was using a 2.25 meter or a 2.5 or a 2.75, it would not be an issue. But because I'm using a 2mm needle and it's a 2mm tube, it's not playing nice. I was looking forward to trying that on for a second there. I could probably pop it onto waist jam, but I don't want to do that. Now, let me just double check I didn't lose anything there. Nope, good. Yeah, because I agree with you. I think if they're going to go in and if they can find the information to convert the dollar. And this Spin Girl says my Samsung has a conversion button in the calculator for temperature, length, and weight. Really? I think my Pixel is dead. I need to charge. I'm going to put some charge in the Pixel. All right. See if we can get enough charge into the Pixel so we can check the calculator. Because I had no idea that any of them did it. The button looks like a ruler. All right, I'll look for it. Now, I don't have a Samsung. I have a Pixel, but it's still an Android, and it might, if I'm very lucky, might have a similar calculator. And all these years, I've just manually calculated it out. 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. 90 yards, approximately 90 yards to 1 meter. I know that's an approximation. It just gives me a rough idea. You know, whoop, it's turning on. It's probably going to have a spaz attack because it's still connected to the Wi-Fi, so it still wants to update everything. That's a cute photo of Lulu on the front of that one. Okay. Like, remember the password. All right, it's got to go through and do some stuff. Bianca says her Pixel doesn't have it. There's apps for it. I just asked Google. Yeah, look, the thing is, I don't want to install extra apps for it. Do you know what I mean? It's okay. It's just, let me see if it'll just calculator. No, it's just a standard scientific calculator. Yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking maybe I was just blind and I just missed it. Tell you what though, sometimes you ask, the not Google, the other one, the iPhone one, stuff, and rather than just give you the dang answer, it'll go, here, I found a website for it. And you're like, no, mate, no. If I wanted a website for it, I would have done that. But I asked you to do it. And it just like, yes, but I found a website for it. It's like, I don't want your website. I just want you to tell me the answer. Yeah. I get oddly angry with the I want to say artificial intelligence, but it's not always intelligence, right? Molly says she's found it on the iPhone. Molly, what? I've got the no, that's a phone calculator. All right. Okay. How do I do it, Molly? Molly, is it scientific? Nope, it's not scientific. Is it math notes? Oh heck no, it's not math notes. Basic. All right. All right, Molly, you got to tell me. You got to tell me where it is because I can't convert. Okay, I found it. Yes. Angle, area, data, currency, force, fuel, length. Oh, centimeters. You just go centimeters. Not to feet. We want to go to inches. There we go. Look at that. Oh, hello. That's a nice thing. So you got to click the little arrow. So you click the little arrows here on the side, and it gives you all the extra stuff. Speed. Here we go. Angles, area, currency, data, energy, force, fuel, length, power. Come back here. I'm not done. Pressure, speed, temperature. There we go. Go Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Leanne says that her Samsung has it. We've worked out the Pixel doesn't. So yeah, so my old phone didn't have this, so that's exciting. Time, can you choose time zones? Oh no. Volume, weight. Fantastic. That's so good. I'll just turn it back to basic calculator, please, so I don't confuse myself. Turn off the convert. That is so cool. That's very cool. Thank you, Molly. Because I convert a lot of Fahrenheits to Celsiuses and vice versa. I convert a lot of inches to centimeters and pounds to grams. Like, so it's just like roughly 1 pound is 450 grams. So, I remember having a big talk to Australia Post because I had a shipment come over from the US and the box said it was 19 pounds. No, not 19 pounds. It was 20 pounds. But they don't do home deliveries for large, heavy boxes like that. And I get there and the guys hand it to me and I'm like, this box doesn't feel exceptionally exceptionally light. And he goes, yeah, they must have miscalculated it. And I've gone, no, they've written what it is. It's 20 pounds. And he went, yeah. And I went, that's not 20 kilos, mate. And he's just looked at me and I was just like, it's more like 10. And he's just like, oh, they would have delivered a 10-kilo package, but I had to go all the way to the large parcels delivery centre over out the back of Whoop Whoop. Not my local post office. No, I had to drive past 3 post offices to find my parcel. All because some Oz post dude didn't know that pounds weighed differently to kilos. Leanne's back on the S20. Nice. That's a solid phone, hey? Like, what are we up to now with the Samsungs? Is it the S20, S25s? I don't even know. S23s? I thought the S's were the same as the year. I don't even know. I haven't kept up. So terrible. I'm so terrible. It's like all enjoyment is gone now that I'm on an iPhone. I don't get excited about the new things in phones because I'm like, I've just got an iPhone. Because that's how I feel about it. I feel like it's a downgrade. Thank you. It is the same as the year. I thought it was. Yeah. I feel like I've got the iPhone 16 Pro. It's a solid phone. It's fine. Whatever. It does what I need it to do. Do I enjoy using it? No. Do I miss having a decent camera? Yes. Pixels take way better photos than iPhones. I'm just putting it out there. The Google photo data stuff so much better. And this is from somebody who's now been taking photos with their iPhone now for a few months. I still miss my Pixel, which is why I still have it. I will still take photos with it sometimes. It's not charged right now, but it's right there. Bianca agrees, yeah. If I didn't have to get an iPhone to make a work sort of workflow a lot easier, I wouldn't have. It's that simple. Molly says, my son was working for Apple several years ago and he converted us over because he got discounts. Now it's too hard to go to another brand. I don't actually agree. I think that you can absolutely switch backwards and forwards between them. I went from Pixel to iPhone. I was 100% Android all the way. And you just have to accept that you may have to set your phone up. So, yeah. You can, I think it's like anything. Like I've recently de-Adobe'd my life, right? And a friend of mine who's been using what's their Photoshop? No, not Photoshop. Lightroom, or is it Photoshop? Anyway, one of those for pictures. He's doing videos. He just got informed. He's based in the US. He's just been told it's going to jump from $13 a month to $20 odd a month for just a one software. And it's just, it's just frustrating that Adobe charge so much for everything. And there's so many creatives out there that are like, well, I've got no choice. I have to stay with it. I can't learn, nothing else is as good and I can't learn it, except there's plenty of other stuff that's just as good. It's just a learning curve. And especially when you're doing something as a job, slowing down to learn something just really can make life hard, when especially if you've got like a lot of work on. But sometimes that slow down to learn something helps you to get better at it. Oh, Bianca says, yeah, that's what happened here, from $14 to over 30 Australian. Yeah. I went and bought Affinity for to replace Photoshop. And let me see, my Affinity package has got a couple of things in it, and it was about $200 to buy it, but you buy it outright. It's not a monthly thing, and they send through updates. You just buy it. I bought Final Cut Pro as an editing software, and again, you buy it once. It was like $400, $500 to buy it, but I've bought it once, and I can upgrade my computer, whatever. It doesn't matter. It comes with me. It is a once-off purchase. It's not like Adobe Suite right now is over $400 a year. They do not let you, you can pay month to month, but you can't cancel at any time. When you sign up, you have to sign up for 12 months worth of payments. And if you cancel it, they're like, yeah, sure, no problems. You can cancel that. You still owe us 6 months worth. So when you cancel it, we're going to take another $200 out of your bank account. And so, yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating. It's just a little bit frustrating. And, you know, they do make it so it's very difficult. I've just had a thing at the moment where I'm editing for a client using Premiere Pro. I'm using their Premiere Pro. I don't have Premiere Pro anymore. I got rid of it. And it's getting, you know, we've got a lot of people trying to edit at the same time. And it's getting a little bit, you know, janky with all of us trying to edit at the same time. So I was like, look, I'm going to see, because we've got a template we have to work from. I'm going to see if I can move the template over to Final Cut. And you can-ish. So there are some things that, depending on if they've used like certain layering effects or adjustment layers and things like that, you can't bring those over. So I'm in the middle of, I was able to bring over where all the cuts and stuff are, no problems. Any of the files that were associated with it, as long as they're on my computer, it found them, no problems. But I had to export it from Premiere Pro as an XML file, import it into DaVinci Resolve, which is free and I have it anyway, so that's fine. Import, and then export it again. And so DaVinci does something to the file when you open it up, and then you save it and you export it again. And then you can open it up in Final Cut Pro. And this is one of those instances where once I've got it done once, I can just save it in Final Cut Pro and keep using it from there. But yeah, it's just like, it's like private health cover. They try to make it so hard for you to understand the differences and where things are, and you know what you're getting for your money and things like that, to make it so you feel like you can't change. But you absolutely can change. You can change your phone brand. You can change your electricity company. You can change your private health insurance. You can change your editing software. You just have to dig in, work it all out, and you may have to do a little bit of extra work at the start, like working everything out and working out the new names for things. That's the big thing. Everyone names things something slightly different, so you can't actually find it. I was having a chat with someone about, you know, timeline, like editing, because I edit with a few different softwares, and I was just like, well, they're all the same, really. And they're like, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're all different. I can only use this one. And you're like, they're all timeline editors. Like, sure, where the different things are, you've got to find them. They might be called something different. They've definitely got different keyboard shortcuts. And so your muscle memory wants to just do one thing, but you've got to relearn to do another thing. But you can do it. It's like learning, it's like the jumping from knitting, you know, knitting continental, knitting English. It's awkward at first, But if you give it some time, you can make it happen. Usually, not always, but usually you can. Most people can. Depends on how much time you're willing to give it. My big change over from knitting English to knitting continental was the body of a sweater. And because I started it in continental, I had to finish it in continental. I couldn't change back. And it was just it. So I just went slowly and just slowly learned it. And by the end of that one garment, it was easy. But it just takes some time. It takes some effort. Molly says, yeah, I could change. I just can't be bothered. But I mean, at least you understand. It's not like you can't change it. You can, but you've made a decision to not. And that's different. That's totally different thinking. It's not that you can't change. It's just that you've got another priority, which is crafting, which is amazing because sometimes we do have to prioritize our crafting time. It helps me to clear my brain. It's like a reboot. You know, when your computer gets all like janky and it just needs a reboot to clear its cache and everything. Crafting's like that for me. Helps me to clear the cache and function properly. Sometimes it might need extra cache clearing time. Extra cache clearing time. That's what I'm calling it from now on. I'm just going to clear the cache. I don't know why I drank the coffee. The coffee is cold. There's only like 2 sips left. So if you are enjoying your time here, hanging out, crafting, chatting, please consider joining the channel memberships. We do have a special monthly call where we do it over on Discord, and it's very much like a Zoom meeting where I get to see what you're working on as well. So that is for coffee levels. So the middle level and the top level, they can join those calls. We also do have the Discord and the Facebook group. So if you want to chat outside of the live streams with everybody, you absolutely can. The Discord and the Facebook are both free. So yeah, you don't forget about those things as well. So for outside of these times, over in the Discord, we're trying to create like a little knowledge area where if we find something that's just like super helpful that we add in the video of how to do it, and like just little technique things. And so we're adding those in. That's a fairly new thing to do. So, we found like a little technique on for crochet, how to work the crochet as you go so that you don't have to weave in all the ends, especially on like projects, like small projects with lots and lots and lots of bits and bobs. It's an alternate to that. It's in there, things like that. Hey, Suzanne, it's great to see you. My mind hasn't made up a decision what style of knitting it likes. I'm relearning how to knit. Yeah, sometimes your hands get to tell your brain which one it likes. So depending on like, health issues or arthritis or whatever, something that could be, affecting your hands, sometimes that gets to happen. Sue Ellen says, when do they occur? Is this the members chats? They are the second Saturday of the month at 10 o'clock. If you are a current channel member, you will and you go over to the Discord. We've got it linked up between YouTube and the Discord, so you'll automatically see an extra section for members only. So the members, the video call chats are just for the members. We have to make something special. But yeah, so they happen once a month on the second Tuesday of the month. They should be all. I don't have I was gonna say I don't have Discord open on my computer, but I've got it on my phone. So give me just one little second, and I'll double check. But it should be in the events section. Yes, so in the events section, they're all set up So when you tap events, you can see all the future ones coming up. So it is the second Saturday. And I got a bit confused last week because for some reason I thought the second Saturday was next week, which I'm away. Like we've got retreat. So I was just like, oh, we're going to have to change the day, but we don't have to change the day. Chantel just has to learn how to read a calculator. Good job, you. Chantel just has to learn how to read a calendar. So, but yeah, so we have one this Saturday. So in a couple of days at 10 a.m., we hang out for a couple of hours, like an hour minimum, couple of hours if there's lots of people, and we just sit around chatting and crafting. Yeah, this coming Saturday is one. Absolutely. So if you join today, you could absolutely join in to this week's chat. So, but unfortunately, that is for coffee level channel members and above. So we've got the ad skippers, which is just sort of the $1 a month, and then the coffee levels, which is it's like $4 or $5 a month. So very inexpensive. And that goes towards helping me on this end to keep things rolling tickety-boo and prioritizing this even when I've got a lot of stuff for work happening, because Fiberific's not my full-time thing anymore. So being able to give the priority to Fiberific things can only happen, in these instances. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to channel call members call. The last month's got missed because I think it was the weekend of my mum's wake. And then but yeah, it was sometimes stuff happens, but they can still run even if I'm not there. So that's the other thing that I really love about doing them over on Discord, is that even if I can't be there for whatever reason, which I don't make a habit of, let me tell you, you guys still get to chat with each other. And I love that you get to like put faces to names and can see each other's projects. And that's the thing I love about like the actual calls, is they are two-way video. I sit here talking to, in essence, a camera with a type chat response. The having the ability to actually talk to a face on those Saturday calls is awesome. So, yeah. Natalie says, I've just noticed that all of your colours are matching today. The shirt, the yarn, the chair, the Yeti, the banner, the desk. I do have a colour palette that I prefer. Like, let's be honest, I really do. And like even bringing my Yeti water bottle, it's still gonna match. And this is still gonna match. Like, yeah. I have a palette. It's a wide palette. There's lots of colors. It's a tonal palette rather than like some people like love one color and that's what they love. I love a particular tone of colors. And that's what I love. So yeah. Bianca says that for the members calls you don't actually have to turn on your video or your mic on if you don't want, and that is absolutely true. You can hang out and listen in. You don't have to join in if you don't want to. Oh, that's actually I can't take credit for Louis' blanket or his little dressing gown there. They were Abby purchases, so they just happened to suit the aesthetic. That one was just serendipitous. But yeah, I definitely like this sort of tone of color. Yeah, I get like every now and again someone asks me what my favorite color is, and this is this Moran is probably my favorite colorway that I ever dyed, and it's like a really beautiful tealy color, and I really love it. And it's it's a bit special for me because I got to make it for myself. But I don't know, like you know, I don't have an actual like blue or green or purple, but you know what I mean, like a favorite color kind of thing. Late note from Emma. Hey Emma, great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Get those late notes flying around the screen. Louis, are we accepting that late note? We're lucky it's not real paper because Louis would eat it. He's a paper eater. He is so snoozy today. Such a little snoozer. Had to do the school run. Now back for retreat. Secret squirrel stuff. Yes, things for retreat. Yes. Retreat is going to be so much fun this year. I mean, it's so much fun every year, right? We go. There we go. Getting around and around and around. I'm like, am I the only person that's like, oh, I'm nearly there? I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'm like, I'm nearly there in 3 hours. Um, but I'm like, oh, I just need to keep going, and I just really want to get this back to the ball. So I feel like I'm back to where I was, even though I'm better. It's better than where I was because the purple is correct now. But yeah. Like what do I wanted 4 inches of the teal. So where are we at? Let me just. Because I'm starting to think that I'm getting pretty close. I'm getting up to the 3 inches in the teal. Let me just lay that down a little bit there. Yeah, 2.5 ish, nearly 3 inches in the teal. So we're getting there. Oh no, not 4 inches. I don't want 4 inches. I want 6. So we're nearly halfway through the teal. And then I've got another purple, which is somewhere safe. Oh, there it is. I see it. It was somewhere easy to get to until I had to make the giant. Oh, oops, where have I lost there? I should have just left it. But then I'm adding this purple on. So I'll get to, I'll have this purple and then the teal, and then I'll have this purple. Beautiful, beautiful hand dyed. So this one's from Fiber Lily. This one's my hand dyed, and this one's Green Tea Yarns. So all beautiful. Like that one's so tonal and gorgeous. So that'll be the next color. And that's part of it. I'm like, come on, teal, I love you, but I really want to move. I want to work with this Green Tea Yarns. I think it's going to be amazing. The Fiber Lily Yarns was gorgeous as well. But yes, all of the fun things. But yeah, I've lost a Bendigo ball, a ball of sock yarn, and a packet of pins, which luckily did not open when it hit the ground. That would suck if that had opened up. There'd be pins everywhere. So yeah, that is the plan with this particular hat. Get that done. Does anyone want to see where I'm up? Does anyone want to see where I'm up to with my t-shirt that I'm making out of the ice yarns? It's a linen cotton viscose blend, which just feels amazing, honestly. Let me know in the chat if you want to see that. Fit to Function, it's great to see you. So looking forward to seeing you IRL next weekend at Retreat. It will be so good. And I did sit down and work out where I was up to with my cable headband thing. So now I know exactly where I'm up to, and I've been able to add in like an extra row here and an extra row there. So that's really good. I'm just going to get past this stitch marker. Okay. All right. You guys want to see? Alrighty. I'll grab it. Let me just make sure I'm not running over anything that fell down. So here's where I'm up to with this guy. So not too much has been done, like an extra, you know, like extra couple of repeats. So that headband, it's just that, but keep going till it wraps around your head. So that one's there, but I know that's not what you see, but it was sitting on top of the other one. And then the t-shirt. So, oops, I'm getting all tangled up. Don't get tangled. Don't get tangled. All right. No tangling allowed. Alrighty, so this is where I'm up to with the t-shirt. Oops, upside down, Miss Jane. And it feels amazing. So we're about, so I've got quite large armholes on it because I want it to be a little oversized, a little comfy t-shirt. And I'm about 5 inches down from the armhole. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And it's sitting really nicely on. So, yeah. And it feels just so nice, honestly. And I'm loving, you know, like I was so worried. Like we started off with the big blue, and it kind of got smaller and smaller and smaller as I got to the arms. But then when I got to this point, it started getting bigger, and now it's like the same size stripes will be for the rest of the way down. There's no real shaping. And I was a little worried about the different thicknesses in the circles of cut blue, but I'm not worried at all now. I'm super happy with it. And I'm just about to start another section of blue here, which, another section of blue here, which I love working in the blue. The caramels and the brownie colors, they're fine. Like they're cute, but they really are just a foil to the blue, I think, in my opinion. But anyway, so I'm going to be taking all these projects to retreat because they all fit into one project, like one big project bag. Like one big, hang on a second. They all fit in here, right? Like there's the cable, there's this, the little hat bag fits in there as well. They're all coming to retreat. But I'm also taking my fusion blanket. Where's my hat? So those of you, those of you that have been around a while, quite a few years, will know that during COVID I started a fusion blanket, which is a quilted, like a fabric quilt square in the middle with crochet bordering and edging and blah, 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 blah. It is amazing. Now, if you want to order Ice Yarns, let me know. I do have an affiliate for it. I'll like happily help you with that. I missed some comments. Hang on. Oh, Game Widow saying she's taking spindles and fluff to show people things. My inkle loom. Apart from that, I'm going to be drinking tea and staring at the wall. And sometimes staring at the wall is what you need. Molly says, I've acquired some yarn recently. Tomato red with bits hanging off at 50% cotton, 50% viscose. Wondering what to do with its sweater quantity. Oh, that's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the dangly bits hanging off stuff. I don't know if I'd, like, you have to think of, like, I would make a swatch and look at the swatch and go, could I wear something that looked like this? Now, if the dangly bits are just little and they get knitted in, it's fine. That's not an issue. It's when they're big and actually dangly. Susan says, I used to store my project in bag back when I lived in the States. Yeah, I like having all my projects in bags, in totes. I love all the different options. I've got other projects on the go at the moment as well. These are the ones I'm focusing on. This one here I love because it is just so mindless. I'm going to end up with a really cute hat. And yet once you get, like, even when you're doing the shaping here, but once you get past this, there is no shaping. It's just round and round and round and round until you get to where you need to get to, right? And it also fits in my little project bag that the Cat Stitchery made for me with my little, my little wrist strap. So I can put the yarn in it when I'm not working from the outside of the ball here, but I can put my yarn in it, close it up mostly, have that out and walk around working on it if I want to. This guy here, I'm not sure if he's going to come to retreat because it's a bit bulky, it's a bit messy, and I might be tempted to work on it when I want to actually get some things finished. Now we've got like some fun stuff happening at retreat as well, so it's always a bit of fun, always a bit of laughter, and so I don't want to put any pressure on myself. So if I leave this one at home, I'll be less likely to. If I leave it at home, we're 100% less likely to work on it because it's not there. But I will be more likely to get something like this finished or a part of the sweater finished or, something like that. The pressure I want to put on myself is I would really like to start joining the squares of my quilt. Now, they're here. I've got them just in a bag, just here. Hang on, I'm going to grab them. Is it all of them? Oh no, this is not the squares of the quilt. This is something else. They must be in they're in the bookshelf. That is not the squares of the quilt. That was a sewing project. I could see fabric, so I assumed it was the squares. But basically, where I'm up to is I've done all the sewing. I have blanket stitched all the ones I'm going to do. I have crocheted the borders on, and they are blocked. However, they need all the ends woven in, and they need to be joined. So one of the advantages with where we go for retreat is that it holds a lot of quilting retreats. So they have a big layout table, so we can lay it out and look at it, and I can move the blocks around, and so I can take a photo of it and decide what order I want everything in, because my blanket's quite large. I have around approximately 80 blocks to sort of stitch together. And once I've got that chosen, then I can go from there. So I've been not doing that side of it because I was like, no, I'm going to weave all the ends in first. But I'm beginning to think I may just take advantage of the space at retreat, lay them all out, plan it, and just start crocheting it together. And then later I'll weave in the ends. Because then at least I have the blanket, and I'll be like, well, if I wove in the ends, at least I could use this blanket. But I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I've been holding off weaving in all the holding off joining it because I want to weave in all the ends. But if I just, make it, maybe for a start, that could help weave in some of the ends. Oh no, Game Widows. Guess who just sewed the interfacing on the wrong way? Oh, goodness me. I'm assuming that would be you because it wasn't me. That's for certain. Not this time around. So, yes. Oh, get back up. Come on. You can do it. I didn't quite get all of the little strands there. I need to go back and get a couple more. There we go. Now we've got the whole stitch. Let's knit it. Oh, was that a big stretch, Louis? Hey, he's such a cutie. Anyway, we'll have live stream next week as usual, even though we're leaving for a retreat on Friday. After live stream, I'll probably be madly packing like a crazy person, just to get everything ready. But we'll still live stream because it'll make me sit down and relax a little bit. Oh, good point, Good point. Kelly says, that sounds like a good strategy, especially when, yes, you will have the space. Yeah, yeah. Game Widow says, thankful I realized now and not when I put the rest of the thing together. Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely, yes. Wow. All right. Well, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out today and spending your crafting time. I hope you were all crafting where you could. Um, in our, in this little corner of the internet where we craft all the things. We're multi-craftal here. We don't hold any craft higher than others. So all the crafts are crafts, and if you love it, then you love it, and we're not stealing joy. Um, and but I do prefer yarn crafts. Like for me personally, um, I like fabric. I like sewing, but I'm not a papercraft person. Like I've done papercraft, and I get why people like it, but I'm just not that big of a papercraft person. But if you're a papercraft person, then you're still a crafter, and you still get to hang out, and you still get to have time making the things you like to make. So on that note, everybody, I hope you all have a fantastic week. I hope you all keep making what you're making and enjoy what's happening. And I will catch you all next time. Bye now.